Hello guys and welcome to 7.3.2, the next video in this sort of chapter guide slash walkthrough. This is the path with the Immortal Hulk boss, which is a little bit annoying, but nevertheless is something you can easily get through. And the nodes on this path are buffed up, so the defender doesn't take any damage unless you've got 3 buffs applied. These can be of the same type. Prey on the feeble, so whenever your buffs are nullified or fail to trigger, the defender gains a passive prowess. And then every 10 seconds, you're inflicted with a concussion passive, reducing ability accuracy by 20%. If you knock the defender down, all concussions are removed. And then finally you have Impatience, which is whenever a cosmic attacker fails to trigger a buff due to chance, they have a 100% chance to trigger a fury buff instead, increasing your attack by 80%. So you really need for this path is champs with lots of buffs. This is quite hard to come by. Like, I was really clutching at straws for this for me. Luckily, I had Gallon, so he sort of just carried me through this. Good champs for this: Hyperion, Thor, Venom and Venom Pool are both really, really good. Angela's really handy. Silver Surfer is really good. Ronan. Both Magnetos, I think, do work for this because of the prowesses. They have to be non-passive, so Kitty Pryde doesn't work, I don't think, nor does Bishop. Colossus also works with those armor ups, but really Civil Warrior would also work, but he's rubbish, so don't want to bother bringing him in. Again, Gallon works, Hulkling works. There are quite a few champs who do work for this path and do make it that little bit easier. The defenders you'll face is Ultron, Jubilee, Hulkbuster, Black Panther, Civil War, Howard the Duck, Emma Frost, and Immortal Hulk. The hardest one on here is Emma Frost, just because of the reverse controls. But Professor X can also work for this if you can keep his prowesses up, but they can be a little bit annoying. As you can see there, I really just fail with Hyperion on this one, so I really rely on Gallon to carry this one through for me, just because it's easy to get those buffs up for him. You just have to be really careful when taking special attacks into the block, because they will do a lot of damage because of those prowesses that are being built up. That's why Emma Frost is quite annoying. Howard the Duck, just keep to his SP1 and you can evade that. Black Panther, Civil War, SP1 or SP2, just remember he has that reflective armor, so he will put a stun on you if you stun him, so be really careful not to do that. Jubilee is another one, keep to her SP1, you can easily evade that. Hulkbuster the same, and Ultron the same, so they're all got easy evadable SP1s, or dexable SP1s I should say. But really, Howard the Duck is quite a tricky one. I take a bit of damage from this Black Panther just because I get clipped by his SP1 a couple times, which is just all, that's my bad. But if you can take in 2 champs, if you've got a Gallon and a Hulkling, then you're really just sorted for this path. Or Hyperion, if you're good at playing him. I'm not so great at playing him right now. Like, as you saw, I got clipped by Jubilee. However, he works. Hulkbuster is another one who I believe would work for this. So, there's quite a few champs that you can take in, as long as they've got the buffed up on them, then it shouldn't be too tricky, and you should be able to really take these champs out quite quickly. As I said, with the Hulkbuster fight, it's just about, like with all the fights really, not getting clipped by the special attacks with the prowess. I've obviously quickened up each fight because they can take a little bit longer if you've, say, not got a Gallon or somebody who's going to go in. Say if you have taken Professor X and you have to build up his prowesses, that can be really annoying. But I took Gallon and he built up quite a lot with this Black Panther. If I didn't get clipped by his special attacks, I would have been okay. But that's the way it goes. And nothing too tricky about this Black Panther apart from that reflective stun. So just be really careful of that. It is really the Emma Frost who is a tricky one because of those reverse controls. But if you bring somebody who's reverse control immune and does get a lot of buffs, like I said, Professor X, Magneto, Juggernaut would work. Actually, work really, really well with his new buff. So he's worth bringing in. Also, then you can play this quite easy. Just remember not to stun Black Panther when he's got a when he's got an armor up on him. Otherwise, you will take quite a lot of damage from that. But here, as you can see, I'm really just trying to take him down. I'm pretty sure I get clipped by this special. Oh, I almost did then. There it is. Yeah, I knew I was going to get clipped, but that's sort of that's the way it goes. A few revives were used for this. I did have a few left over from the Grandmaster fight. So yeah, it wasn't too bad in the end, but I definitely could have done it a lot cleaner. But that tends to be the way these videos go. Because I'm just trying to get through them, trying to get up these quests, you will see somewhere maybe I don't do as well as I could, but that's okay. Here I get him down to hardly any health, but I end up dying again, which is a big shame. So I just have to end up using a revive on him later on, and I just think, well, I may as well bring in Professor X, try and get up those prowesses just to do a little bit of damage. Really, it takes me ages. I did the wrong sort of thing there. I should have channeled and then chucked my special attacks to give me some extra prowesses. But again, just let him hit into my block. It's the easiest way, really. This gives me 3 prowesses, and then I can take him down. Although on a little bit of lower health, it's not too big of an issue. Just stay above those 3 prowesses with Professor X. Even if you have to refresh every time and take the fight slow, it's not too bad. Here I go in again with Gallon, just revive up and take in How the Duck. But yeah, it's this one's not too tricky. Just really try not to push into that SP2 because it will do a ton of damage with a lot of prowesses. But keep him to his SP1. You should be able to dex that when it comes in, and it should be a lot easier for you guys. So I will leave you with the rest of these fights. As I said, the Emma Frost one, bring in a reverse control immune champ, and that one should be a bit easier with those prowesses. But as with all of the fights, keep this Howard the Duck to an SP1, and it shouldn't go too badly for you guys. So I will see you in the character select for the boss fight. Hello guys, so we're back, and the boss fight is upon us. The easiest boss, in my opinion, here is the Immortal Hulk. Maybe that Logan, Old Man Logan, could be done, but it is a little bit more annoying. So I would recommend taking in this Immortal Hulk. So how do you play this? So you need champs who do contact hits. The easiest way to look if your favorite champs do contact hits is go to Aunt May, and it says in their basically in their bio. He's a relatively easy boss with aggression, so intercepts are a lot easier, meaning that the do not go gentle charges can be removed. That is one of the nodes. You gain a charge for every 5 hits, and then if he dies, you just take that amount of direct damage to you. And also the other way to do it is to throw a heavy attack. So really, what I'd recommend for this is bring in somebody who does a lot of physical, contact damage. It is a bit of a long fight. It can be annoying. But what I ended up doing was trying to trap him in the corner, getting rid of all the charges on me, then going back. I used the Overseer just to get rid of to get that that physical vulnerability that he inflicts in the Cosmic mode, and then it made it a lot easier. What this Immortal Hulk also has, which is annoying, is that he has protection, so all of your damage is reduced by 60%, sorry, but if you heavy attack him, that protection leaves and you get a critical damage rating from a passive cruelty for 12 seconds. When that cruelty expires, as you can see here on my Overseer, he gets that protection back. So really you want to try and get all your damage in here as much as possible, get that heavy that protection off, keep him to his SP1 because it's easy to get Dex, and also if you get the right spacing, you can chuck a heavy attack to get rid of your charges. I would recommend bringing in somebody, as I said, you have to bring in somebody with who does physical hits because he has the high energy diet, which is he has 99% energy resistance, and then hits that are dealt with energy damage regenerate all of his health. You've also got to make sure that Incinerate, Shock, or Cold Snap debuffs. He gains 100% a bar of power every 10 seconds if he's got these, so you've really got to try and avoid putting these on him. Really good attackers for this: Kingpin, Nick Fury, Hit Monkey. You can see here I used Overseer. Gallon, I believe, can work for this fight. Off the top of my head, if you're going to use Kitty Prides, it's SP2 onlys because of the Incinerates on our SP1. But yeah, a lot of champs can work for this as long as they do contact damage. You've just got to make sure that you avoid Cold Snap, Incinerate, and Shocks. Other than that, he should go down nicely with the protection. He is a bit of a weird fight, I think, because yes, he has that protection. Every time the protection comes back, he shrugs off debuffs. So, for example, using Null here, every time the protection comes back, he loses my Living Abyss. So that was such a pain. But if it gets, Null doesn't really work for this because of those build-ups. So maybe he's not the best. But yeah, a lot of champs work for this. The best champ, in my opinion, sort of the best champ for this defender, this boss, is Shang-Chi. Because of those, all of his hits are contact hits, or physical hits, sorry. They also are guaranteed crits on his SP2, so that can, if you've got that protection off and that passive cruelty, that will do so much damage. And then towards the end of the fight, he'll go to 0%, he'll become unblockable, so you've just got to sort of leave that phase out. But the issue here is, and the issue where I went wrong, is that unlike Hercules, where his immortality is once in a fight, this Immortal Hulk sort of regenerates his health up to about 25-30%, and then his immortality is on a timer. So after, I think, 30 seconds or 60 seconds, it comes back. So really, if you don't take him down in that time, he'll just go immortal again. I would say the best way for this is to go into the fight, get him down to 0%, have his immortality come, and then if you can, just quit out or let him kill you before he regenerates. Or the best way is to throw your SP3. Throw your SP3 when his unblockable has ended, when he's at 1 HP. Then he'll start to regenerate. Throw it then. That will trap him at whatever health he's on, if that makes sense. And then So say if he's regenerated to 5% by the time you've thrown your SP3, he'll stay at 5% for the next fight, and yeah, you can do a lot of damage that way. But you do have to remember about those these do not go gentle charges as well, because they can be annoying. As I said, the best way really I felt about doing it was take him down to 1%, either quit out or let him kill me, or throw my SP3, throw that, keep him at say 2%, knock him down again in the next fight, and then he doesn't go immortal. That is sort of the easiest way to do it. His immortality can't be changed by ability accuracy like Hercules, so somebody like Falcon won't bypass this. But Falcon, if you have a 6-star Falcon, it's definitely somebody good to bring in, as is Ghost, Kingpin, Nick Fury. As I previously said, any real champ who does physical hits, who doesn't have a Cold Snap, Incinerate, or Shock on them. That is it for today's video of the 7.3.2 walkthrough. I hope this has helped you out, especially for this boss fight right at the end, as I know it can be a bit of a challenging one, and was definitely for me. Buffed up is the real issue here, but if you can get past that, then it shouldn't be too tricky for you guys. I'm hoping to get 7.3.3 out tomorrow as well, so we've got 2 coming. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you have, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.